We have Fox Weather Correspondent Brandy Campbell joining us live from Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi, with more on that unforgettable flight. I mean, it is critical data that we get from these flights, but remembering that these hurricane hunters, they are flying through some of the most intense weather we can experience on our planet, whether at the surface or even aloft. Brandy, those flights can be, they can be tough.
They definitely can. So, of course, yes, I join you guys from the home of the 53rd Weather Reconnaissance Squadron. Right behind me, you can see one of their aircrafts. We're in the hangar where they actually work on those planes that will be sent into storms this year. But right now, we're reflecting on a flight that they took going into Hurricane Melissa last year. I spoke with Major Sarah Olson. She is the Weather Reconnaissance Officer on board. She shares her account of what it was like when we talk to these hurricane hunters. They often say the flights feel like they're on a roller coaster going through a car wash. Well, that flight was very different. Take a listen.
I was flying around. I literally was like, I feel like we're just falling out of the sky.
Aboard a WC-130J aircraft, this shows the last flight Major Olson's crew made ahead of Hurricane Melissa's landfall over Jamaica. Usually, the plan is to fly through the eye wall around 10,000 feet up 2 to 4 times. But during this mission, the plan was violently interrupted.
We knew it was a Category 5. We had been briefed that, but that's what we trained for.
As they approached the eye wall, radar looked as expected, but what they experienced was something different.
It was extremely heavy rain, and then we actually got into some very heavy hail as well. We hit some pretty extreme turbulence on that inbound eye wall right before breaking into the eye on the southeast side of the storm. Everything was slow, but chaotic all at once. We had several warnings going off in the plane with stall warning. Our airspeed was jumping between basically 150 knots and 200 knots, so crazy changes in airspeed. Thought we had actually exceeded the structural limits, the G limits on the aircraft. And at one point when we were in the eye wall there, the pilot flying, who's a very, very experienced pilot, he's actually the chief pilot, he came over our headset and basically said, "Lord help us, we don't have control of this plane anymore." I honestly thought about my 2-year-old daughter. I have a little kid at home, so her face flashed before my eyes and I wasn't sure if I would see her again. My second thought was like, how can we get out of this and what can I do to help this situation?
In the cargo bay, loose equipment and weather sensors were sent flying.
I actually had gotten hit in the face with a water bottle and got a black eye. We think it was a water bottle. That was probably the only thing hard enough that was actually flying around the cargo compartment. The guy next to me, had kind of fallen out of his chair because I had asked him to get up and drop a drop sonde because we're supposed to, figure out where those max winds are. So
eventually, they broke through the eye wall.
And that's when our radar scanned again and we saw what looked like a chainsaw, essentially. Like the entire eye wall was just lined with mesovortices. I had never seen anything like that in my entire life.
They flew inside the eye for about 30 minutes, checking on each other, the aircraft, and come up with an escape plan. Meanwhile, Major Olson saw winds that were higher than expected and pressure that was also lower than expected, so they decided to do a mini flight pattern inside the eye.
Every time we passed through the exact center of the storm, it was getting stronger. We eventually got it down to 892 millibars on our final pass, which broke several records.
And shortly after their flight, a NOAA aircraft captured the strongest wind speed recorded by drop sonde of 252 miles per hour. Unfortunately for Major Olson, the extreme turbulence caused them to lose some of their drop sonde data, and for what did come in, she had to manually process it.
They still needed this data. We still had to make it happen. It just maybe wasn't the way that we thought it would look.
The crew returned to their starting point in Curacao. A mission planned for 11 hours was cut short to 6.
I was just so blown away with how the team responded. They were very professional and we still got the mission done the best we could. A lot of gratitude that we were all okay and nothing more serious happened to us or the plane. Also a lot of sadness for the people on the ground that had to experience it in Jamaica. And then just feeling honored that we're entrusted to do this mission, to be able to hopefully improve forecasts for people on the ground that they can get out of the path of these storms.
Just an amazing account of what they went through. While, they have those rare chances where they have a flight, where they experience something like that, we have to remember why they do it. They're going into spaces over water where we do not have the mechanisms in place to gather that information to accurately tell where these storms are going and how strong they will be. So again, you can hear from her. She's glad that they can do what they do. Now, when we talk about last season, we know we didn't have a lot of activity on land. We had Tropical Storm Chantel that did make landfall in the U.S., and then, of course, Melissa. But the hurricane hunters, they were still very busy. Major Olson, she flew 4 different missions last year and several flights into those storms. She said, even if there are no landfalling storms, guys, they still fly into them if they're going to have any kind of impacts for us on land or get somewhat close to us as well. Back to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long season ahead. And to be quite honest, the hurricane hunters, they do work year-round. So even if they're not flying into a tropical system,
they're flying into ARs.
They're flying into atmospheric rivers. We get the Gulf Stream out there. So the sampling of the environment at that level is critical to getting these forecasts to be a lot more accurate. And we'll see that yet again this season, this hopefully not too often. Fox Weather Correspondent Brandy Campbell out there in Biloxi at Keesler Air Force Base. Thanks, Brandy.